gang, Space Time Badass here. Been having a bit of technical difficulties. This is probably my 5th time trying to record this, so we'll see if we can get through it. Today we're going to be talking about fears and lucid dreaming. Are lucid dreams scary, and are there any fears that are holding you back? Some people are afraid of experiencing a lucid nightmare when in all actuality the lucid dream really has no more opportunity to turn into a nightmare than any other dream. I would actually say probably less so, since you have some control there. For me personally, fear in lucid dreams is really associated to the area that I'm in. So for instance, I'll walk down a corridor and then I'll start getting that vibe, that fear that this could go nightmarish, so there is an opportunity there to exit. You could create another place to go that has happier vibes, or you could just turn around from whence you came, or as a last-ditch effort, you could wake yourself up if you choose to. For me, when I've avoided nightmares in my lucid dreams, I've always woken up disappointed in myself for not having faced my fears. And really, facing your fears in a lucid dream is probably the best way to do it, because it is not going to kill you. There's no physical harm that is going to come to you. It is simply down to you're afraid of being scared. And being scared is fine. We're all scared. Well, we're all scared. We're all scared sometimes, and it's okay to be scared in waking life. It's okay to be scared in dreams. But in instances where we can, in lucid dreams, face those fears, it does give us an opportunity for some personal growth there and actually solving the problem so that the nightmares wouldn't continue. So for lucid dreams going nightmarish, I wouldn't be too concerned with that, since you do have some say there. Although I will say, if no matter where you go in a lucid dream it wants to turn into a nightmare, to me that would indicate that the subconscious really has something that it wants you to work through, so facing that fear is probably your best bet if you're ready. Again, that is something that is for you to determine if and when you're ready. Moving on to fears about lucid dreaming, there are some people who are afraid to even try to lucid dream because they think that something could go wrong. So what I try to do when I encounter a fear, since I'm very into the mind, kind of a psychonaut, like to work on personal growth and that sort of thing, deep introspection is your best friend, or your worst nightmare. Because with deep introspection on these things, there's an opportunity to uncover something that you really didn't want to see, but once you understand that and accept it and incorporate things into your daily life to kind of change that, then it ends up being an ultimately healthy and healing thing. So when you're dealing with the self, whether it is in waking life or in the dreams, there is a 99% chance that every person at some point will encounter something completely ugly and foreign that they do not agree with and do not want there, but yet it still exists within them. So really we need to get to the bottom of these things so that we can figure out, okay, what's going on, why is this happening, why do I feel this way? Then you can reconcile that within yourself and apply changes to your life to become a better person. So that's one way to look at it, but we're going to go ahead and look at that through the scope of lucid dreaming. So let's use an example. So let's say that I am afraid to even attempt lucid dreaming because I'm afraid that I will play around with my mind and just drive myself insane. When looking within yourself, it is best to figure out what is completely internal and what is completely external. And by that I mean, did this fear or thought or whatever it is originate within yourself, or did it originate with someone else or something else outside of you? So for instance, let's say that I was talking to someone about lucid dreaming, it sounded kind of interesting, and they're like, oh, don't do that, it'll completely drive you crazy. And so that is something that is external, and things like that, what I like to do is just kind of reject them and then look within more and try to come up with my own conclusions. And for me personally, I found that's a more pure way to live rather than living off of preconceived fears from other people. I like to look within, figure out what's me and what's them, reject what is them, keep what's mine, and then once I have something that's mine that I don't want, that's how you can work on it, by identifying it. So back to our example, let's say that I'm just completely afraid of lucid dreaming because I'm playing around in the mind and I'm just going to drive myself crazy. So when you're thinking in this way, what you're trying to do is identify if this thought is something that is valid or not valid. This can come with research or more introspection. Following that thought deeper within, I would say that how is lucid dreaming different than the everyday experience. So everything that we are experiencing through our senses, through this body, is really all filtered down through the brain and interpreted there. So you could really say that everything that you're experiencing is within your head, because without all of these sensory input, you wouldn't really be able to experience anything. And if that's the case, then why are you afraid of lucid dreaming if being awake is kind of the same experientially? You've been living your life for years, you've been dreaming for years, and none of those things have driven you crazy yet, and so where's the fear? Why be afraid of it? So that is one way it could be, I guess, put off that way. But more so, let's take it back even further and say, again, that more so we're just afraid of losing our minds. So again, it is a really scary thing to lose your mind, and so let's say that I'm afraid of losing the barrier between myself and the external world. So I'm afraid that I won't be able to tell what is myself, a product of my own mind, or what is the true and actual reality. So super scary to not know what's going on. But at the same time, we don't even really know what reality is. We scientifically haven't even gotten to a point where we can say, okay, this is reality, this is it. We don't know, because we don't know what's beyond our universe. We can't really see that far into our own universe. We don't know jack shit as far as the universe is concerned, even with everything that we know. So in this case, losing your mind shouldn't really be something to fear, because we really don't know what reality is. And so this is just, that's comforting to me, might not be comforting to you, but this is just sort of an example of how things could go. So state your fear. Try to identify where the fear came from. If it is external, reject it. If it is internal, investigate further. Again, this could be bringing you to a moment or a thought, or it could just bring you something that you've been living with your whole life and you're really not sure why. But if you can think about it long enough and figure out everything you can about this fear, then you are much more likely to see how it's affecting your life and see the little changes that you can make in your life to become less afraid of this, or you may even be able to rationalize this fear away. But aside from introspection, there's nothing to be afraid of in lucid dreaming except fear itself, which is kind of literal. When we're afraid of dreams and lucid dreams, ultimately we are only afraid of being spooked. So if you're afraid of being scared, again, that it's okay to be scared, but being afraid of being scared is really the max potential for fear in lucid dreaming. You know, I'm afraid of getting scared, and then you get scared in a dream. It's like, oh no, you had a scary dream, but life goes on, you go on, things will be good. And one thing I will mention is that some people pay damn good money to be scared on Halloween. So, you know, enjoy it. You know, the whole process of lucid dreaming really does seem to force introspection. So in your lucid dreaming career, inevitably you're going to at some point have contact with something that you don't want to see. And the real good of lucid dreaming, I think, is applied when you are able to recognize these things that are just awful within yourself, and then you can figure out why they're there, and you can figure out a way to solve it so that you can become a better, happier person, which I think is what lucid dreaming is all about. So if you have reservations, you're afraid of lucid dreaming, just look within yourself, and if nothing else, take comfort in my words. There is nothing to lose and everything to gain. Lucid dreaming is awesome, and any bad that it can do is completely outweighed by all of the good that it can do in your life. Okay guys, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all the great things that you do. I'm leaving a link down in the description box down below for Dreamleaf. That is my Dreamleaf affiliate link, so you can go there, and they have lucid dreaming supplements and journals and other supplements that aren't related to lucid dreaming. And so if you want to help the channel out and get something for yourself in return, this is a way you can do that by using that affiliate link, and it helps the channel out a great deal, and I greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, as you may know, I have started a Patreon account, so you can go to patreon.com/spacetimebadass if you want to support me there. I have a lot of great reward levels set up, so you can take a look at those, everything from an honorable mention to getting handmade dream catchers and dream journals for me, to lucid dreaming coaching on Skype, and free ebook versions of my book when it's released. Even one of them has a physical copy that is signed when it is released. as well. I've already got a couple of patrons, and I thank you guys so much. I appreciate it very much. So if you want to hop on board, you want to help me further this channel and have a little bit more time to do it so I'm not crunching every week, that would be great. If not, no matter what, in any case, I appreciate you watching and being here and just talking with me and being a part of the little Space-Time Badass kind of community here. So no matter what, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and until next time, take it easy.